But man, just because today might have been bad, today might have been a hard day, or you might have went through a lot today, does not mean that tomorrow has to be bad. It doesn't mean that tomorrow, does not have to go your way. One bad day does not mean you're gonna have a bad week. One bad day don't mean you're gonna have a bad month or a bad life, bro. Like, it's just one day. We just gotta keep moving. Don't drag today's problems or today's hard times or today's failures into tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's a whole new day, bro. Like, it's a whole new 24 hours. It's a whole new day of the week, a whole new day on the calendar. Like, it's a whole new day. So don't mess up the next day by what happened today. Because bad days happen, bro. It's life. It's gonna go through some hard times. It's gonna be some negatives. It's gonna be some hardships. Plans are gonna fall apart sometimes. People are gonna disappoint us sometimes. We're gonna make some mistakes. We're not gonna have the best days all the time. But the danger in having those bad days and the danger in letting those bad days get to us is when we decide that tomorrow will be just as bad before it even starts. We didn't even give the next day a chance. We didn't even give tomorrow a chance. Like, today is only a chapter of the book. Today is only a chapter of the week. It's one day. You get 7 days of the week. You get 31 days in a month. You get the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So just because today was bad does not mean tomorrow has to be bad. You can have a bad day today and then have the best day ever tomorrow. But you got to get out of that mind frame of just because today was bad, tomorrow's going to be bad, and I just had a whole bad week. One bad day of the week does not make the whole week a bad week. You could go out and learn from it. You could go out and grow from it. You could go out and become stronger from that bad day. Every time you wake up, it's a whole new day. Every sunrise is a reset button. You get a fresh 24 hours to try again. You get a fresh 24 hours to grow in new ways. You get a fresh 24 hours to learn something that you might not have known before. You get a fresh 24 hours to learn from the mistakes you made today. So don't let today affect tomorrow. Don't let today affect the rest of your week, bro. Like, at the end of the day, today is over and done with. You can't rewrite today. You can't change the past. You can't change the mistakes you made, but you can choose to approach tomorrow in a positive light. You can choose to approach tomorrow knowing that, okay, I made this mistake yesterday. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to learn from that mistake. I'm going to grow. I'm going to become better from what I learned yesterday. I'm not going to let yesterday affect me. That's what you got to do, bro. Like, at the end, like, you can't rewrite the day. You can't change the past. You can't change the mistakes you made, but you can learn from them. You can make tomorrow a better day by learning from what you did today and the mistakes you made today. So at the end of the day, bro, like, just ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I grow today? What did I do to take a step forward today, instead of always asking yourself, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why did I have a bad day? Why did this happen? Why did I make this mistake? Like, no, bro. Like I talk about all the time, a failure, a loss, a bad day, they're all learning experiences. They all teach you new ways to grow. They all teach you new ways to think and to prosper in life. They're not negative. The only way they get negative is if you view them as negative. You view them as learning experiences, view them as opportunities to grow in new ways that you never would have grew if you didn't make that mistake. Like, don't let one day define you. Like, a failure don't define you. A loss don't define you. It's about what you do after that. So don't let a bad day, don't let a mistake turn into a bad week or a bad month. Don't let a mistake today affect your tomorrow. Put today down, put it in the back of your mind, and just keep moving, keep striving, keep trying to learn and grow in ways that you never would have before. Put down today and pick up tomorrow. Like I said, when that new 24 hours comes, it's a whole new day. It's a whole new day. Just forget about yesterday. It's in the past. You can't do nothing about it. Just keep moving, keep striving, keep trying to learn every single day with the mistakes that you make. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. With the 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.